Well, this was inevitable. It's not bad enough that Jaws ran for 4 movies, but guess what? We're still making shark movies. They classify these as horror movies, but let's face it, shark movies at this point are a genre unto themselves. But a huge pattern that's been emerging with shark movies is that we always strive to make the shark bigger than the last shark. So, inevitably, we were gonna use a megalodon at some point. Now, in this movie's defense, megalodons are my second most favorite thing to believe in, the first being aliens, but why? I don't get shark movies. For some reason in these films, they don't see the need to make a beeline out of the water. And before I go on a whole rant about how this isn't how sharks behave, they just want us to leave, which is true, I have to call out the film because you're clearly baiting people with the promise of megalodons. And this is mainly the fault of mainstream media for just making megalodon just such a mainstream term. Have you ever sat down and actually watched Shark Week? They don't shut up about them. We also saw giant squid in the trailer and we don't shut up about them either. You know what else doesn't help? The fact that the director behind this little project is John Turteltaub. Yes, that is his name. And looking at his history, he is probably one of the most overwhelmingly mad directors in Hollywood. He's not good, but he's floating somewhere just above bad. And he occasionally will sink down to that level. I mean, seriously, we're talking about the director of 3 Ninjas here. The bar isn't very high. But the thing is, haven't we done megalodons already? These people seem to strive to make the shark bigger and bigger and bigger in each of these films. I'm pretty sure we've already reached megalodon level. And from what we see in this trailer, the shark is just too big. It's so big that it's funny. These films have reached a saturation point where we can no longer take the size of the shark seriously. And it's just terrible because now they're trying to make a comeback in the film industry. Because they also announced a sequel to Deep Blue Sea later this year, which is a film from like 1999. What the hell's going on? We had the runaway success of Jaws. Yeah, that was fine. After they test the waters a little bit and see that no one can capture that magic, why didn't we stop? Sharks are a movie plot that have literally been done to death. And the problem is, you see one shark, you see them all. The rest of the movie is the audience just shaking their heads for their unfathomably stupid reasons for going back into the water. It's like, enough, you're out. Call the Coast Guard, have them drop some depth charges on it. And yet in the trailer, we see the cast of this movie going around in mini-subs because they don't want to do that. They want to be down there in the water with a shark the size of a 200 or even 300-foot yacht. We've seen the same thing happen with 500 other shark movies, and I see the same thing happening here. They didn't pull any punches either. We have a subpar director with a subpar cast and a shark that's the size of an attack submarine, coupled in with a massive misunderstanding of how sharks behave. Inevitably, all we have here is another Jaws movie. The shark's just bigger now, and it just so happens to be a megalodon, so people are gonna go see it because megalodon. And it doesn't help that it has a very stupid name, The Meg. Yeah, I know it's based on a book, but that book's name was stupid too. And at the end of the day, it's just another shark movie. Trailer's down in the description below, guys. My name is Hunter, and that's my impression.
There once was a guy who created a machine, a thing that would take people to and from some other world. And when he arrived, he had run into a pony who smiled and decided that they both should go see a film. When that movie sucked, they decided to join forces, and then they created a new show called Hunter Reviews.